Hello everyone, I just thought of making this quick tutorial where if you are like me, migrating from a Korg Kronos to a Korg Nautilus, some of the sounds that were there in the Kronos, when you loaded them in the Nautilus using the PCG file, it just wouldn't work. So I found a workaround that, especially for the sounds that use HD-1 engine, and I wanted to show it to you right now. So let's head over to my keyboard where I have this sound that's called Fernando lead. This is the correct sound. This is after doing all the necessary adjustments. This is the sound that was there exactly in my Kronos, but it didn't sound like this when I loaded this in my Nautilus. So I will do the same process again to show you how I worked around that. We will head over to our Nautilus disk mode. So I will go to mode and then hit media, and in here in this PCG file Kronos backup, inside programs, inside the bank UG, I have that sound from the Kronos, which is the Fernando lead. If I play it right now, it obviously doesn't sound like the actual Fernando lead, right? We are going to work around that. So let's load this into the Nautilus. So I will just head over to somewhere. I know that I have an empty slot in bank R in the first slot. I will load this because it's empty, and then go to my programs in my keyboard, bank R, R000. This is the sound that we just loaded, and it doesn't sound right. What happens is the samples in the Kronos and the Nautilus are almost the same, but they are sometimes not in the right spot. It is there in the Nautilus, but it's not in the same spot. So we just need to solve that. Since this is using the HD-1 engine, we can go in here into our oscillator section. You can see this patch uses two oscillators, oscillator 1 and 2, and we have two samples in the oscillator 1 and one sample in oscillator 2, but they are not the correct samples. The first sample in oscillator 1 is called cap, but in Kronos, in that same slot 1118, it used to be a different sample. We just need to find that and point this to that sample. So to do that, you need the Kronos voice name list. It's a PDF document you can find in Korg's website. I can also link it down in my description. In that PDF file, from pages 187 to 191 are the tables where all those multi-samples are named and listed. So let's find our 1118th sample. Let's scroll down to right where 1118 is, right here, and you can see it's called pulse 20% MX12. So let's find that same sample in our Nautilus. Type in pulse 20. We just need that exact one, MX12. So I will scroll through my find list, and the second find is pulse 20% MX12, exactly the sample that we need. So I will hit OK. Now it has loaded that sample into that slot. As you can see, the number is different, but it's the same sample as the Kronos. Just need to repeat the same process for the other samples. 1115 in Kronos, it was pulse 30% Pro 5. I will just type that in, 30% pulse 30, and find the correct one, pulse 30% Pro 5. Hit OK. It's now loaded. Repeat the same process for the other oscillator. 1148 in Kronos is sine JP. Go to the search, type in sine, find, and scroll to the find list. That's the sample that I need, sine JP. Hit OK. Now we have our patch pointing to the correct samples in Nautilus. Now if I go back to my main program screen and I play it, that is the exact sound that I had in my Kronos. And that's how you can solve some of the migration issues from Kronos to Nautilus that are using the HD-1 engine. I am not 100% sure on how to do the same process for the other engines that are used in Nautilus, but if I find anything, I will let you know. Till then, enjoy.